Hello, Cancer. So here's your reading for April of this year. April, what are we in, 2023? So these are general. Take what works, and what doesn't work just doesn't work. But let's see what the cards have to say to you. First up, you have the King of Pentacles, then you have the Queen of Swords, then you have the Magician. Your challenge for the month is the Ace of Cups in reverse. And what is recommended for you is the Ten of Wands. So I think that you've been really working hard towards something, because to me the King of Pentacles indicates that you really put a lot of time and effort into something and you really gained a level of success. You might be very independent, or whatever this represents for you. You've kind of really put the blood, sweat, and tears into it. You've gotten yourself into a level where you're, I don't want to say satisfied, but you're really self-sustaining in a way. But the Queen of Swords is indicating to me that you're going to be cutting certain things out. There might be things happening that aren't serving you or are taking, I don't want to say from your happiness. They could be taking away from you monetarily as well. Because I feel like you're going to be reanalyzing certain aspects, and things that are not working, you're going to be shifting that out of there. She is a no BS kind of lady. If something's not working, she's going to cut it out. She's very logical. There's no sugarcoating with this one. So I feel like there might be certain areas where you might be trimming the fat this month, or starting the process of figuring out how to trim the fat, how to streamline something. Because I feel like by the end of the month, you're going to actually be potentially merging different aspects together, because the Magician indicates, it's a card saying that you have everything that you need, you're capable of achieving what you want or doing whatever you want. If there's some aspect in your life that you're desiring to proceed forward in, whatever this is for you, you have all the tools you need. You're capable of doing it, but you need to blend the different components of your life together in a way to actually attain it and to have it come into fruition and come into reality. So I think that, to me, this is saying that you're going to be reshifting. I think you're in a good place, but I think there's certain areas that you're going to start cutting out, maybe even people or certain things that you're going to be reassessing and kind of redetermining the value of it, if it's worth continuing on. And if it's not, you might be a little bit more okay, I'm done. But I think by the end of the month, you're going to be, I don't want to say reshuffling things around, but you're going to be reconfiguring what you do have or what's going on for you to try to make it better. You're going to actually be leveling up. In a sense, you're going to be trying to level up. But your challenge for the month, with the Ace of Cups in reverse, this could be that you're not really in touch with your emotions. You could be kind of repressing your emotions. There could be you're repressing your intuition. You might be feeling a little bit, I don't want to say guilty. That, to me, that might be the challenge. Not to feel guilty if you need to cut something out, or if you need to redo something or do something in a different way. Because I think with this energy here, I feel like you're kind of in a good place right now, but I think you're going to be in a better place. Because to me, the King of Pentacles is a guy that he kind of has financially things, and this doesn't mean that you have financially everything going well for you, but he kind of is, I would see him as a go-to person. If somebody needed something, he seems able to help somebody. So I wonder if you have a lot of people, or had a lot of people, or a lot of situations that were kind of draining you. And although you were able to manage it and do it successfully and to a certain degree, I wonder if though you're at the point where it's not serving you anymore, you need to cut it out and you need to renegotiate, in a sense, reconfigure aspects of your life. But I think you can't be upset about doing that. I think you need to kind of take this Queen of Swords energy and not let yourself get steamrolled, because to me, the Ace of Cups in the reverse position, it could be you might be afraid to kind of tell somebody how you're feeling, or you might be afraid to kind of show your emotions, or just, I don't want to say stand up for yourself, but to me, this is what I'm kind of getting with this. But what's recommended for you is the Ten of Wands. And this is just saying, keep it moving, keep on pushing. Because this person's schlepping all these sticks. They're almost at the end of their schlepping journey, but they still have to they still have a little ways to go, and they have a lot of burdens going on, but these are important burdens. So I think this is saying to me, you need to focus on the important aspects that are worth schlepping. Don't get sucked into things that are not worth schlepping. Like, you need to focus on the parts of your life that are your King of Pentacles moments, things that are benefiting you. That's what I'm getting at. I feel like it's kind of a weird message. I don't know, guys. But let's see what else the cards we get for you guys. So first up, you have Mouse Spirit, tend to the small things. And I really think this is saying that I really wonder if some of the small things are what you need to cut out. Because I feel like with this King of Pentacles energy here, I mean, he has a lot of abundance, so you might be very plentiful in certain areas, but there might be things that are draining you in a sense, or not really going so well, that you might need to cut out. Because I really feel like it's a weird message, but I really feel like you're in a really good place right now, but I think there's certain things that you might have to cut out and reconfigure or reshuffle around or organize. And I feel like it might be, I think you already know what you need to do, because with the Ace of Cups here in reverse, I feel like you might be feeling guilty a little bit, or you might feel like you don't want to speak up a little bit. But I think this is saying that you need to really focus on the most important priorities right now. So I think that tending to the small things could be that either there's certain things that you need to get rid of and you need to trim the fat, or it could be that there's certain areas that you need to like pour more attention into, because maybe there's something that's needs you to look at it a little bit closer to help you like reconfigure this or kind of cut something else out. So yeah, take that how that works. And Carnelian, feed your creativity. And I feel like this is going with the Magician here, because I feel like the Queen of Swords, I'm not saying she's not creative, but she's getting right to it. But the Magician here, I feel like if you can do things in a different kind of way, and you're capable of doing things in a different kind of way, I think it's going to be very beneficial to you. So I think there's something else that's going to really help you out, but you just need to kind of come at it a little bit more creative. You need to just figure it out a little bit more. Date. Meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, plan, set a date. Now, so this could be that you just need to like have a little bit, maybe there's something of old that you need to cut out, and now like you're going to actually be opening up to actually be meeting somebody new or having a new experience or situation that's going to be beneficial to you. And I think, because I feel like with the Magician here, he's kind of like, I don't want to say he's a mover and a shaker, but he's kind of like, I don't want to say he's like a con man, and that's not what, but he's that kind of personality where he's putting on a show. And sometimes these magic acts don't always go 100% correctly, but he has to be good at it. You have to improvise. Like, you know how they say, the Hollywood people, the show must go on. The show has to go on with this guy. Like, he could lose power or something, or something could happen, and he just has to kind of improvise. He can't just stand there looking like an idiot. He has to come at it a little different, still entertain the crowd. But the King of Pentacles and also the Queen of Swords, she's not really an entertainer at all. She's just going to let you know how it is, make you cry and make you run home. She's not going to entertain you, but she's going to tell you how it is. The King of Pentacles, I think he could be kind of entertaining, but to me, I see him as very, I think he's a hard worker. So I think he'd probably be more focused on like kind of work. So he may not be the most entertaining person in this thing here. And why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I wonder if you kind of got a little stale. I'm not saying the King of Pentacles is stale energy, because I think it's a lot of hard work, and I think he's a happy person, so I don't think he's stale, but I wonder, he might not be the most creative is what I'm saying, but the Magician, I feel like that's super creative energy, and I think with this feed your creativity here and this getting back out there, you might have to come at something a little bit differently, like a little sideways. And heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So I think that's really going with this Ace of Cups reversed here, because I think you might be holding something in because you may be you may be scared to hurt somebody's feelings, or you might not want to just like tell it like it is, but I think you will be telling it like it is. And I think this is kind of saying that you got to just focus on what's going well for you and what you really need to focus on. Because I wonder if some of you kind of got sidetracked a little bit with something, or you were taking on too much. So you might need to have a conversation with somebody. And let's see what affirmation you have today or this month. Today I am responsible. Today I will make good choices that will bring me health and happiness. And I feel like this really resonates. This is a really weird reading. I'm going to post it anyway, but part of me is like, to me, it kind of makes sense, but I think it's, I'm not a Cancer, so maybe for some of you it's going to resonate more. But I just really feel like, because the King of Pentacles, he's really responsible. So is the Queen of Swords. The Magician, but the Ten of Wands, this guy's responsible too. So I think you have a lot of real responsible energy here, and I think you are responsible, but I think you might need to kind of be trimming the fat. I just keep getting that you need to kind of cut something out, trim the fat, come at something a little bit more logically, and reshuffle something and prioritize the most important responsibilities. So, but I think within this, maybe this affirmation is here to say that sometimes when you have to trim the fat, it really can make you feel some type of way. It can make you feel bad that you have to whatever this is, maybe you have to spend less time with a person, or you have to kind of be a little bit more direct with somebody. And sometimes, things like that happen, but it could kind of make you feel a little uncomfortable to do that. But I think this is saying that it is the responsible thing to do. And it's going to help you make better choices going forward. And these choices are going to bring you health and happiness, because I feel like you really need to focus on your priorities, or the most important sticks that you're schlepping up this hill. Okay, let's see what quote we have for you. Sometimes you just have to ride the wave you're given. And I really feel like that's kind of this energy as well, is that sometimes, with the waves, you have to shift gears. You have to get, if one wave, what do surfers do? They get on the wave that they think is, going to be good or whatever. But sometimes that is not a good wave. So you have to, go back out there and try to find a different wave. I don't surf. I've never surfed, so I don't really know. But I just think that's how that works. But I think sometimes with this wave, whatever this is, you have to make these Queen of Swords decisions sometimes, and you have to be a little bit more, I don't say cutthroat, but you got to be a little bit more to the point. So, and then you have to be flexible enough that you're going to try to do things a little bit differently. Because you could have been stuck, because the King of Pentacles, I feel like he's done something for so long that I don't want to say he's maybe stuck in his ways, but I could see him as being a little bit more of a stuck in his ways type of energy. And the Queen of Swords could be like, you got to, what's not working, you got to change it up. And now you're in the Magician phase where you're like, okay, I'm going to try to figure this out. We got to reorganize all this. So that's kind of part of riding the wave. And we do that all through life, If it's not one thing, it's something else. Let's see what Bob Ross has to say for you. Go out on a limb. That's where the fruit is. And I think this is saying you have to get out your comfort zone. So you have to kind of create something. And that's really going with the Magician. You have to just create something. And sometimes you have to just not be feeling guilty. You have to just kind of, if something's not feeling good, because this could also represent this Ace of Cups reverse, that you're blocking your emotions, or you're just not listening to your emotions or your intuition or whatever. But I just really feel like there's something about maybe guilt or not wanting to speak up. But sometimes you just have to get out the comfort zone, and you have to just do what you have to do. And let's see what Spirit of the Dish shall be with you this month. You have the Spirit of the Ace of Sides, which is the Spirit of the Salsa. Now, your dinner and a movie, you have drama movies and seafood. And for the energies that you need to be aware of, you have Sagittarius, and they are kind of fun-loving people. They're about expansion and good fortune, but they're like a little bit more free-spirited. So maybe you have to be a little bit more free-spirited in certain aspects. And you also have Capricorn, and this is about restrictions, responsibilities, and life lessons, and they're very work-orientated as well. So there could be something about work for this for you as well. And you have 2 suns, which is about ego, individuality, and confidence. And then you have the 8th house, which represents change, transformation, debts, and secrets. And you have the 10th house, which is social status, career, and aspirations. And you have the number 3, which is an odd number. So that means the special guest that will be answering your questions today, Cancers, will be the Magic 8 Ball. He'll be out here shortly. So think of those questions. You have U, O, I, F, V, X, and 9. And you have courage. And I think that's kind of going with this. Some of you might need to have like a little courage with this like Queen of Swords moment here, you know, because she's not, you know, she's just getting right to it. You're not even getting into her house and taking your shoes off before she's about to lay it on you. So, but you might need to take that energy where you're kind of standing up for yourself a little bit more and just kind of being a little bit more direct. And I think you know what this is. So, okay, let's see what little charmy we get for you. Oh, this one jumped out. So you have the bow. And what is this saying to me? I feel like this is saying that like the bow, when it's like together like this, it's kind of wrapped up. It's like a nice little presentation. Everything's nice and, you know, tidy in a sense. But if you just pull on one of these little sides here, you're going to unravel the bow. So sometimes I think if the bow, let's say it was tied not correctly, or you want to change something, if you want to make these little like bow ears or whatever a little bit bigger or something, or like multiple ones, they do them like all different kind of stuff, you can kind of make the string do whatever the hell you want. Like you can unravel the bow and retie the bow. So I think this is you in a sense, like you have your bow, you're the King of Pentacles, you have the bow, it's tied, it's like in a neat little package, but something with the bow is not 100%, or you want to do it differently. So the Magician's going to come along and unravel this string, and now you're going to start retying the bow and trying to figure out how to tie it a little bit differently, or a little bit better, or a little bit more streamlined, or make it look a little neater or something. So I think this is saying that sometimes you have to like redo things and do them again a couple times, or change things to kind of make it the presentation that you want it to be. So I hope any of this made sense to you guys. Sorry. I think to me, that's what I'm getting with the bow. I just feel like the Magician would be playing around with the bow and trying to make it a little bit better. So I think like whatever this is, and in a way, if you think about it, when you unravel it, you're not losing the string. Like the bow ribbon is still there. It's just no longer a bow. It's now like a ribbon. But you can tie it again to create the bow again. So I think that's going with the Magician, is like you have everything you need. You just need to find the right formula or the right components to kind of make it better. That's what I want to say. Okay, now it is time. Here he is. Okay, Cancers, think of your questions and let us ask. Oh, mystical, magical 8 Ball, the mightiest ball of all the balls in the world, what is the answer to Cancer's question? It says, don't count on it. The 8 Ball has spoken. I hope you all have a wonderful month, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.